Magandang araw, mga kababayan natin dyan po sa Pilipinas and dito din po sa Malaysia, saka dito sa mga ibang parte ng mundo, mga overseas Filipino workers. Back to normal na tayo. Today is July 28 na po and it's Tuesday. And back to our normal routine na tayo dahil tapos na po ang State of the Nation Address of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos kahapon po. Maraming mga mixed reaction coming from the different sectors from the Filipinos, not only dyan pa sa Pilipinas but also sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, ang mga Filipinos and migrant Filipinos po. So, kumusta tayo? Welcome kayo dito sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And I hope everything is running smoothly sa buhay natin as we start itong Tuesday morning natin, July 28. July 28. Today, I'm going to touch a little bit on what's happening with our Vice President, Inday Sara Duterte. Wala siya sa Pilipinas. And yesterday, she went and visit ang tatay niya po. She went and visit si Tatay Digong dyan po sa detention center ng International Criminal Court sa The Hague. Kumusta kaya ang feelings, ang health ni Tatay Digong? And nandito po, mayroon tayong video clips dito that I'm going to share with you po. So at least, mga followers ni Tatay Digong, mga supporters ng mga Duterte po, you will be aware of kumusta na si Tatay Digong, ang former president ng Pilipinas, the 16th president of the Philippines po. To start with, alright, let me share with you po, kasi ito ang main topic natin dito ngayon sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Let me share with you itong video clip, ang interview ni Inday Sara Duterte when she visited her father dyan po sa The Hague o dyan po sa detention center ng International Criminal Court sa The Hague. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this interview po.
Our mga kababayan na galing sa iba't ibang bansa na nandito sa okay, walang problema.
Inday, I think a lot of people wants to know, kamusta po ang inyong ama, ma'am? That's the burning question naman all the time.
Okay lang naman siya, wala siyang problema. We had productive discussion about politics. So, ang gusto lang, naubos yung oras namin sa tatanong niya sa estado ng politika sa Pilipinas.
Ma'am, it seems that notably 30 minutes early yung up-and-out ni ma'am. Is this, ano yung develop sa kasi?
Yes, maybe.
Kahit pa ba naman?
Dapat rin ko lang.
Sa kanya ay,
So, 44 mo.
yung oras yung
Alaya,
44 to 15 minutes early.
Hala.
Wala akong kabantay. Actually.
Everything is okay naman so far.
Hindi tingali ko, no?
Daliin mo,
BP. Actually, nag-chismis mangod mi ni Pierre ni kaganina. Tapos, so tinaang yung security na I have to go. And then Pierre requested 5 minutes extension para lang mahuman ang chismis ba. But said no, not today. But on any other day, yes. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know. I do not know. Kasi na siya lain na schedule pa.
BP Inday, yung recently concluded mo na meet and greet sa London, nakita ng buong mundo na solid talagang suporta sa iyo ng taong bayan. That's basically the trust and confidence of overseas Filipino workers just for London alone. How do you feel, ma'am, seeing that particular crowd?
Well, heartwarming at nakakaiyak dahil karamihan sa kanila kapag na face-to-face na, ang una talaga nilang tanong is kamusta na si Tatay Digong. At kung hindi man yan, ang sinasabi ay ipaabot mo yung aming pagmamahal at pagdarasal kay Tatay Digong. So, karamihan talaga doon yung kanilang pangungulila.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. And ano yun po, no? She went and visit ang tatay niya dyan po sa, as what I said, sa ICC Detention Center kahapon po. And according to Inday Sara Duterte, na okay naman ng health ni Tatay Digong, and she spent time, no? They both of them spent time talking about what is happening, ang mga sitwasyon dyan po sa Pilipinas. Si Tatay Digong is very concerned according to her daughter, si Inday Sara, very concerned and very eager to know what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas. No? So yun, si Tatay Digong still very, very, very much concerned about ang welfare and interest lahat ng mga Filipinos po, no? Lahat ng mga Filipinos and what is happening ngayon po dyan sa Pilipinas. Maybe one of the reasons why she spent a little more time asking Inday Sara Duterte about what is happening in the Philippines, siguro po dahil he is also aware that yesterday was the fifth SONA of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. And maybe he wants to know ano ang mga updates dyan po sa Pilipinas. Alright? Now, when asked about ang recent visit niya dyan po sa London the other day before going to The Hague, no? And sabi naman ni Inday Sara, or the Vice President of the Philippines, na she's very blessed, happy, to see that ang continuing support coming from the Filipino communities dyan po sa London when it comes to the political struggle and mga other issues tungkol sa kay Inday Sara Duterte, sa tatay niya, si Tatay Digong, and ang mga Dutertes po. No? And she also thanked ang mga participants ng rally dyan po sa London, and she was again impressed of the number of people who attended ang rally dyan po sa London the other day po. And she spoke a lot of issues doon, and masaya din ang mga participants ng rally. And towards the end of his appearance dyan po sa rally, she took time to make selfie, take pictures with this with the participants individually po, no? Individually. The way how I look at it, no? During her visitation dyan po sa London, ang dami pa rin tao, ang dami pa rin mga supporters ng mga Dutertes po, no? I hate to compare, but if you're going to compare between mga trips ni BBM abroad and ang trip ni Inday Sara Duterte abroad din po, you can see really ang crowd na nandoon talaga kay VP Sara compared sa crowd ng BBM po whenever she goes out sa sabihin natin foreign trips. Look what happened dyan po sa Canada, no? When she visited ang Canada the other day, no? And grabe po what happened doon. Nakakahiya po ang insidente that includes also ang incident ni Undersecretary Claire Castro, si Ate Claire, no? She was bashed, and grabe po, no? It also tarnished the image of the Filipinos po, no? Image of the Filipinos dahil ang sigaw ng mga Filipinos dyan po sa Canada, they're not happy with the way the Marcos administration and several government officials are doing their job dyan po sa Pilipinas in managing our country po, our country. So, dyan po. So, when asked also about ang comment ni Inday Sara Duterte dyan po sa after visiting si Tatay Digong sa The Hague, when asked about if she took time to watch or read the script of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos sa SONA, nandito po ang sagot, ang brief sagot ni Inday Sara Duterte.
VP Inday, on a different matter, were you able to watch or perhaps read a transcript of the State of the Nation's address ni BBM?
Ako nanood ng Sona live last year and wala akong planong basahin ang nilalaman ng Sona o kahit man lang summary dahil I truly believe it is a waste of time of the Filipino people.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin, sabi ni Inday Sara Duterte, he truly believe that it is a waste of time attending the SONA of BBM, and even to the extent of waste of time in reading the script of the President po sa SONA State of the Nation address niya po yesterday. So yun po. In fact, if you look at the record of Inday Sara Duterte, even last year, she did not attend ang SONA ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. And it was also obviously noticed that except for Senator Camille Villar, lahat ng mga minority bloc, opposition senators, kahapon po, they did not attend ang State of the Nation address. Starting from Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, ang ate niya si Senator Pia Cayetano, si Senator Ruben Padilla, si Senator Loren Legarda, si Senator Amy Marcos, Senator Bongo, wala din doon po, hindi natin nakita po, and including si Senator Mark Villar. And earlier, it was reported, ako mismo po, I also announced during the live coverage natin kahapon po, na mga reporters dyan po sa House of Representatives yesterday po as they cover itong mga arrivals of the guests SONA ni BBM po. So they also reported that Alan Peter Cayetano together with his ate, si Senator Pia Cayetano, was seen inside the sa premises po ng House of Representatives. But it was also confirmed that they did not attend. They did not attend ang SONA ni BBM. And of course, ang SONA, as early as minutes after midnight yesterday po, July 27, it was reported that mayroon din ang mga police, they reported that there was an explosion, explosion of improvised bomb dyan po sa premises ng Department of Justice, Department of Justice, and immediately the authorities concerned, the police po, reacted, and now they are investigating the incident. And they also reported, it was also reported by the national media dyan po sa Pilipinas and confirmed by the police that they also found another improvised explosive dyan po sa gate ng Senado. Yesterday din yun po, and they are now investigating the discovery. And reported also yesterday, mayroon na mga participants ng rallies po were arrested by the police po. Accordingly, ito ang report that I received, na the reason behind why the police personnel arrested some of the participants sa rally yesterday po, it is because they are wearing a mask. So wearing a mask, it means the authorities will not be able to really identify ang identities ng mga those who are wearing the mask po. So may mga negative reaction coming from the organizers of the rally, and also coming from the public po, Bakit na-aresto despite that they have a permit coming from the police, coming from the local authorities po, local authorities. Bakit? What happened? And the organizers now wants to know kung ano talaga ang dahilan bakit their participants, the members were arrested po, were arrested. Alright, and talking about sabihin natin na SONA ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, and may mga mixed reaction talaga po. May mga mixed reaction, and expected na nito. This is already expected, ang mixed reaction ng mga tao po. Some were supporting, saying that the message delivered, or the report delivered by President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos yesterday during the SONA was inspiring, and they're satisfied with how BBM is running the show, or running sabihin natin ang Pilipinas natin ngayon po, no? And of course, we heard, no, ang mga mensahe, ang mga issues raised by BBM during his annual report po. He mentioned about, of course, ang sitwasyon ng mga overseas Filipino workers. He mentioned about prices ng gasolina, ng diesel, ng fuel natin sa Pilipinas. He mentioned about ang problema natin sa food supply. He mentioned ang problema natin na tungkol sa, sabihin natin, itong kulang ang salary ng mga empleyado, ang mga workers dyan po sa Pilipinas. And he also mentioned about mga ayuda, given still being given to the poor and near poor Filipinos po. And he also mentioned about, of course, ang problema ng agricultural issues natin po. And even ang train services, LRT natin po, sabi niya, things are moving well, and there is a possibility that the train services will even reach, sa San Jose, Bulacan by, 2034? Kailan ba yun po, no? And this is the things that he has been doing to make sure that ang mga Filipinos will ease ang problema nila po, not only in terms of food, in terms of financial aspect, but also in terms of convenience po. He failed to mention about the exchange rate, ang peso to US dollar po. Grabe na po. He mentioned about they're trying to do everything to improve, to level up ang economy po. And he also mentioned about itong next year, mag-launch daw po, o rocket launching ang Pilipinas po. Ang Pilipinas po. Importante ba yan? Importante ba yan with all the fuels prices going up? And this will be, rocket launching po will be in coordination with the Korean companies po. So, proud na proud siya po. Proud na proud siya announcing itong mga things po. In fact, to be fair with BBM, maganda ang mensahe niya po. Very inspirational. Inspirational po. But whether he can turn his words into action po, that's a different thing po. Because pagod ng mga Filipinos po, no? We heard a lot of empty promises coming from the Marcos administration from day 1, 2022 po. And hanggang ngayon po, the second to the last SONA of Marcos, na dami pa rin po ang mga promises, pledges, empty pledges po. Even sa corruption po, sa corruption, sabi niya he's doing everything po. Wala daw, sabi niya po, walang selective justice dito po sa flood control projects. Sa flood control projects, wala daw po. And he even, maganda din yun na quotes niya po, he even said that, ano ba ito? Okay, let me share with you ang quote niya po. He even said during the sonnet po, that I am not the president of my family. I am not the president of my friends. I am the president of the Philippines and my duty is to you, my fellow Filipinos. Oy, ang ganda yun po, di ba? Ang ganda yun po. Rest assured that the wheels of justice are turning. But po, what the Filipino wants yesterday po to hear is ang flood control projects and other corruption anomalies dyan po sa Pilipinas, dyan po sa Marcos administration. He did not really go deeper to the issue of corruption, which the people are really waiting, no? Really waiting. Ako mismo po, I'm also waiting po, no? More details, concrete steps to be taken against itong mga personalities. Si Saldico, si former House Speaker Martin Romualdez po, ang cabinet secretaries, undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, government top officials po, no? Government top officials and other political, sabihin natin, friends of the administration po. Names were mentioned po, kagaya sa Congressman Alon po, during the early days of this sabihin natin expose of the flood control projects po. 65 or 67 names of congressmen were mentioned. But what happened to them po? No? We have been hearing repeatedly saying that they are investigating under preliminary investigation na po itong mga tao, and we will file cases against them. Plunder, malversation, so forth, and so on po. This has been repeated. And pagod na po mga Filipinos to hear this kind of repetition po, no? Of the Marcos administration po, no? What happened to them? Instead of these people with evidences already po, no? They are still a free man hanggang ngayon po. But those who are criticizing, sabihin natin aggressively criticizing the government when it comes to the corruption issue po, these are the people who are now behind bars. Kagaya ni Senator Rodante Marcoleta, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Bong Revilla, Mike Defensor, and many more po. These are all critics of the government. Samantala, those nakikita natin po based on the reports that we received or we heard from the mainstream media and sa social media po, itong mga tao aligned with the administration na they are still free po. In fact, some of them, itong mga personalities mentioned sa flood control projects, they became state witnesses po. In other words, absuelto sila sa sa kaso. No? Kaya nga, ang mga Filipinos not happy. That's why you see ang reaction ng karamihan ng mga Filipinos when we talk about the SONA of Inday of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos kahapon. Many of Filipinos, not only in the Philippines, but also sa labas ng Pilipinas, kagaya kami dito po sa Malaysia, no? As well as, I'm sure, sa mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo. We are not happy, we are not satisfied. In fact, we are disappointed ang report ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos kahapon po, no? What are the things that we are expecting, especially focus dyan po sa corruption, it did not come. It did not come po. So what we heard is all sweet talks, empty promises po. Grabe talaga po, no? We are not happy with sabihin natin, annual report of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos kahapon po. Yun ang opinion namin. Yun ang opinion namin po, no? And pasensya lang po for those who don't agree, but I just want to share with you kung I think we have the right also to express how we feel ang SONA ni President Bongbong Marcos kahapon po. Maganda din ito po, sabi ni Bongbong Marcos sa BBM kahapon. Filipinos are a noble, kind, gracious, and great race. We are not greedy. We are not racist. We are not liars. We are respectful. And we are dignified. We are Filipinos and we do not yield. Ganda yun po, hindi ba? Sana lang po, mahiya naman itong mga magnanakaw dyan po sa Pilipinas. Ganda ito. Filipinos are not noble. Magnanakaw, listen to this. Filipinos are not noble, kind. Filipinos are a noble, kind, gracious, and great race. Magnanakaw, rinig kayo po. Please listen to this. Filipinos are noble, kind, gracious, and great race. We are not greedy. Magnanakaw, we are not greedy. Kayo lang po ang greedy dyan. We are not racist. Magnanakaw, we are not racist po. We are not liars. Magnanakaw, we are not liars po, mga Filipinos po. No? Kayo ang sinungaling. Ha? Grabe po. Maganda yun na and we are respectful Filipinos. Ha? We are dignified Filipinos po. Ganda din yan mga mensahe po ni BBM. Palakpak ang mga audience ni BBM, but 100% po, I know. Yon ang palakpak dyan po sa SONA when BBM mentioned this quote, no? Sana makonsensya din kayo po. Makonsensya din kayo po. Alright, so tuloy natin po. Talking about the SONA, let us not forget po, mamaya at 4 o'clock, I'm going to go live again, no? For the information ng mga followers natin dito sa Nick Talk, Daddy Talk with Nico, I'm going live again, alas 4 po, later this afternoon at 4 p.m. because I'm going to share with you po live ang Contra SONA, to be delivered by the minority leader sa Senado, and I'm referring to former Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. It has been a practice that after the SONA, the following day po, the minority group will give their Contra SONA po. No? Contra SONA, they will give how they, ang opinion nila po tungkol sa SONA ng Presidente. And that will happen during the Senate session at 4 p.m. mamayang hapon po. So, standby kayo po. If you have time, please watch itong SONA Contra SONA ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano po. No? Now, talking about the SONA, let me share with you po. Itong mensahe po ni Attorney Regal Oliva tungkol sa SONA po. Let's watch and listen to this.
Kahapon, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. ay naghatid ng State of the Nation Address o SONA. Marami sa ating mga Pilipino ang may sarili ring talumpati. Ito ang sana. Hindi tungkol sa nagawa, kundi tungkol sa sana. Sana mas mababa ang presyo ng bigas. Sana hindi na kailangang mamili ang isang pamilya kung pagkain ba o pamasahe ang uunahin. Sana ang inflation ay tunay na nararamdaman sa palengke, hindi lang sa mga graph at statistics. Sana mas mura ang kuryente. Sana mas mababa ang presyo ng langis. At kapag sumisipa ang world oil prices, sana may political will na pansamantalang suspindihin ang VAT at excise tax para makahinga ang kaumbayan. Sana hindi tayo kabilang sa mga bansang may pinakamahal na electricity rate sa Asia. Sana mas marami ang disenteng trabaho. Sana sapat ang sahod upang hindi na mapilitang mangibang bansa ang mga magulang at iwan ng kanilang mga anak. Sana ang ating mga magsasaka magsasaka at mangingisda ang tunay na prioridad. More irrigation, better technology, better support. Hindi yung importer tayo ng mga produktong kaya naman nating itanim dito. Sana our healthcare system drastically improves. Mas maraming doktor, mas kumpletong gamot, at mas maayos na public hospitals. Sana our educational system catches up with the rest of Asia. Better classrooms, better teachers, better opportunities. Dahil ang kinabukasan ng bansa ay nagsisimula sa edukasyon. Sana flood control funds actually control floods. Sana ang impeachment process remain faithful to the Constitution, not to politics. Sana every senator judge votes based on evidence, not political pressure. And sana accountability applies equally to everyone. Kung may pananagutan ang Vice President, then every public official, regardless of power or position, should be held to the very same standard. Sana ang anti-corruption campaign ay walang pinipili, walang kaibigan, walang kaalyado, walang kalaban. Pare-pareho ang batas. Sana kung may sapat na ebidensya, managot na sina Martin Romualdez, Saldico, mga contractors at sino mang nagkamal ng yaman mula sa kaban ng bayan. Sana every peso borrowed by government is reflected in better schools, hospitals, roads, and opportunities, not in corruption. Sana good governance is not just a campaign promise, but the highest priority of this administration. Dahil ang tunay na sukatan ng isang administrasyon ay hindi kung gaano kaganda ang SONA. Ang sukatan ay kung gaano gumaan ang buhay ng ordinaryong Pilipino. Mr. President, sana naman, sana sa ilalim ng iyong pamumuno, nakatingin na lang kami sa ating mga kapitbahay sa ASEAN at napapabulong ng sana all. Mahiya naman kayo. Another day.
Alright, yun po si Attorney Rigel po, no? And I just want to include ito. Sana mahiya naman kayo mga magnanakaw dyan po sa Pilipinas. Kayo po, mga pangalan mentioned dyan po sa flood control project, no? Mga, ito si Saldico, ito si Romualdez, nga pangalan mentioned, kagaya yon mga senators, mga congressmen, cabinet cabinet secretaries, top government officials, no? And of course, yon mga contractors natin po. Sana mahiya naman kayo po. Sana ang presidente natin, presidente natin si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos realize na po what is happening and do something for to improve the lives of every Filipinos po. Hindi lang empty promises po. Hindi lang empty promises. Sana lahat ang mga Filipinos po will be united, no? As we shout our grievances, our disappointment sa gobyerno po, no? Sana lang po it will come true. No? It will come true po. Lahat ang mga sana po. No? Mga sana po. This is what we are shouting ngayon po. No? We did a lot of left and right na po ang rally, but apparently parang hindi, kulang pa tayo paka-united po. No? Kulang pa ang boses natin. If we will be really united, our voices will be very strong. Sana lang po. No? Kasi we believe that hindi na tama what is happening sa Pilipinas. So sana lang po, let's be united. Lahat tayo po, no? Lahat tayo po, mga mahirap, mga mahirap po. Kung I will use the word of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, yon mga hindi lang mga mahirap, but also ang mga near poor, mga near poor po, ang gabi, no? Let's be united. Let's be united, and let's continue to pray na change will come. Change will come po. Change will come. So siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin ni Talk the Real Talk with Nico. Maski paano, I hope I managed to share with you itong mensahe na mayroon tayo dito po sa Nick Talk the Real Talk with Nico sa programa natin on a Tuesday morning, July 28 na po. Don't forget, tomorrow or later at 4 o'clock, may live tayo po. I'm going to hook up tayo po sa television na station dyan po sa Pilipinas tungkol sa kontra zona ng minority bloc dyan po sa Senado. So with this, once again, si Nico Fabiano would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. I'll see you later on in the afternoon. Bye. You take care and I love you all.